Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're sitting on a board of directors, serving as legal counsel, or leading from the C-suite, you're fundamentally in the business of protecting corporate valuation. It's what we do. But today, we're going to expose a seemingly minor, granular operational oversight that's actually acting as a massive, systemic blind spot for your entire governance framework. We're talking about the truly dangerous practice of unstructured audit findings. As you'll see, a simple reporting failure can leave your critical technical security controls completely unresolved, basically setting the stage for a catastrophic breach. Let's get into it. Here's how we're breaking this down today. First, we'll look at the fiduciary blind spot, then the Clause 9.2.2e trap, followed by the cascade of executive risk. After that, we'll cover restoring full fiduciary visibility, and finally, achieving instant operational maturity. All right, part one, the fiduciary blind spot. We're going to expose the operational illusion of unstructured audits. So I want you to ask yourself, what hidden liabilities are lurking right now inside your current audit reports? Far too often, internal audit teams present findings to the board as these vague, text-heavy narratives. And sure, while this might feel like a really comprehensive update, it's actually obscuring the truth. Without strict structural mapping, your risk owners simply cannot effectively track vulnerabilities. This isn't just some administrative typo we're talking about. It's a direct failure of fiduciary oversight. Just take a look at the stark contrast here. On one side, we have the dangerous ambiguity of a vague narrative finding. It leaves vulnerabilities unmapped and completely hides your liability. On the other side, we have a highly structured finding. This is where a nonconformity is directly and explicitly mapped to specific ISO subclauses and precise Annex A controls. That structured approach represents absolute clarity. It's honestly the only format that actually empowers executive decision-making and ensures a vulnerability is fundamentally understood by the risk owner. Moving on to Section 2, the Clause 9.22e trap. This is the exact trigger for audit failure. Now, the crucial point here is grounded entirely in technical reality. Under ISO 27001's performance evaluation requirements, presenting an audit finding report that doesn't cite a specific subclause or control number is an outright failure. It triggers an immediate minor nonconformance under Clause 9.2.2e. You might be wondering, why is it so strict? Well, because failing to map nonconformities directly to exact technical controls renders the tracking of remediation completely ineffective. It literally undermines the structural integrity of your entire information security management system. As we can see, a narrative finding has absolutely zero definitive link to a nonconformity, which leaves risk owner visibility completely obscured. A structured finding, on the other hand, forces a definitive link to precise technical controls. Think of things like Annex A 5.35 for independent review of information security, or A 5.36 for compliance with policies. Doing this delivers total transparency to the board, ensuring that contractual integrity and governance are rigorously maintained. Section 3, the cascade of executive risk. Let's look at the domino effect of unmapped nonconformities. It's a scary reality that a shocking number of catastrophic breaches trace back to known but unmapped vulnerabilities. It's a domino effect. On day one, a vague finding means the remediation of a critical technical security control gets delayed. Fast forward to day 30, because it wasn't tracked properly, a core database vulnerability is left unpatched, and malicious actors exploit it. By day 60, this triggers a loud, highly public data breach. Panic sets in, goodwill evaporates, and your stock valuation and market cap completely collapse. By 90, the fallout accelerates into severe contractual SLA breaches, massive customer churn, regulatory investigations, and heavy statutory noncompliance fines. And finally, by day 120, the board faces a total fiduciary failure. This culminates in the immediate, career-ending termination of the CIO, the CISO, and the internal auditors. And the crazy part? It all originated from one vague audit finding.
Which brings us to Section 4, restoring full fiduciary visibility. This is the definitive internal audit safeguard.
The absolute most elegant strategic safeguard against this exact nightmare scenario is a professionally drafted internal audit finding report template. But we're not talking about just any document here. This is a done-for-you, one-page editable Microsoft Word template engineered by the elite committee of principal auditors at the ISO 27001 Institute, operating under the aegis of the ISO Training Institute. Crafted by lead training instructors, this specific tool is designed to force strict mapping to precise ISO subclauses. By doing that, it entirely eliminates narrative ambiguity and restores total visibility and control right back to the board of directors. Finally, Section 5, Achieving Instant Operational Maturity. Let's talk about the ROI of strategic preparation.
Implementing this strategic safeguard is honestly incredibly straightforward. Step 1, you just obtain the digital, editable Microsoft Word template. Step 2, you simply replace the hypothetical default placeholders, specifically ABC Technologies Private Limited and the acronym ABCTPL, with your own organization-specific details. And step 3, you instantly deploy this strict control-mapped reporting standard directly to your board. This customization literally takes only a couple of minutes, but the impact is immediate and profound.
So what's the true value of this one-page, expert-engineered format? Well, it grants your organization an instant 15 to 20-year head start in ISMS operational maturity. Think about that. You are entirely bypassing decades of trial, error, and compliance failures by instantly adopting the rigorous standards used by industry-leading principal auditors.
So what's the bottom line here? The way you structure your internal audit findings is not just some back-office administrative detail. It's the very lens through which the board perceives organizational risk. So I want to leave you with this final thought to really consider. As you look at your own governance structure today, is your corporate valuation actively protected by structured, rigorously mapped data, or is it dangerously exposed by the illusion of vague narratives? Make the strategic choice to secure your visibility. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer.